Hi, thanks for watching. Andy here, taking a look at the astrology for today, Tuesday, the 10th of July 2018, and a look at the rest of the week as well, because this is a really complicated week in astrology. There is absolutely loads happening, so let's make it nice and simple and take a look at what's going on. Right now, the moon's in Gemini. She's been there since yesterday, wherever you are in the world. Yesterday morning, early afternoon in the States and Canada. Yesterday evening, 2 minutes to 6 here last night. It's a more sociable kind of experience under a Gemini moon. People are quite quick-witted. People are quite sociable as well. It's a good time for study, for broadening the mind as well, intellectual pursuits, and even drinking tea. Now, I made that bit up, but I always want an excuse to drink tea. You know me, or if you don't, get to know me. Like, subscribe, share the journey. We'll be away with it. Okay, so the moon in Gemini, very positive thing in so many ways, but the only thing is, of course, it's a two-sided thing. So, the twins get involved, the twin influence is quite strong, and you might think you're really kind of in line with someone else, and you're both in line with where you're going and what you want to do, and possibly someone has a radically different idea. Don't dismiss it, whatever you do, because, we're a diverse species. We are a kind of a pack animal, and we need each other's ideas and inspirations, and more than anything, we just need each other to keep getting through it. Okay, so that actually happened yesterday. Today, Tuesday the 10th, no great shakes, no big changes, but at 1 minute to 9 tonight, United Kingdom time, that means, let me see, 1 minute to 21, 1 minute to 4, 1 minute to 4 Eastern Daylight Time, and 1 minute to 1 this afternoon on the Pacific coast of the States and Canada. The moon actually goes void in Gemini on her way through to Cancer, and it's a long void. She enters Cancer UK time 18:58, 2 minutes to 7. Tomorrow, Wednesday the 11th, 5 hours behind that Eastern Daylight Time, another 3 hours, in other words 8 hours behind that on the Pacific side of things. So with the moon in Cancer, emotions go up, people's vulnerabilities actually show through. I mean, people are always a little bit vulnerable. We tend to see egotistical people who are always talking about how great they are as a bit of a pain in the neck. Well, they are, quite honestly, they really are. But the truth is they act like that because they believe they're not good enough, so they've got to convince themselves that you're not good enough, or somebody else isn't good enough, basically. That is the kind of the way it can go, but basically don't worry about it. That's the only thing really, and that's the only show in town in terms of astrology and movements and alignments. Don't worry about it, take notice of it, roll with it to a certain extent, but don't worry about it, whatever you do. And while the moon is in Cancer, she is actually, well, she's almost at the end of Cancer, actually, on Friday the 13th, which I think is a lucky day. It varies depending where you are in the world, but I've always thought Friday the 13th was a lucky day, and I love my black cat. She is absolutely brilliant, and she's my familiar as well. 3:47 a.m. on Friday the 13th, that's in UK time. The moon actually becomes a new moon. She's right down. There's very little energy behind her in this last part of the waning cycle, and there's hardly any there on that actual occasion. Now, I'm saying Friday the 13th, it is actually late at night or sort of evening, depending where you are in the States and Canada. It's actually not until 3 minutes to 3 in the afternoon if you're in New Zealand on the 13th. But it's coming up, there's no getting away from it, and it's the beginning of a new cycle, so it's really positive. And what a cycle it is. It's really auspicious because 2 weeks after that, on Friday the 27th, we actually get the full moon, and that was going to be a full moon in Aquarius. It's also going to be a blood moon. We get quite a lot of experience of those this year, but there isn't actually another blood moon after that for 80 years. We've been kind of blessed with a lot of very powerful moons this year. You could call it a blessing. I know some people don't see these things as a blessing, but they are really, because they all teach us something. Any adversity that comes up along the way is always going to be part of things feeling solid and having a better platform underneath us as we go forward. Right now, today though, the moon is 11.5% full. I'm not seeing any massive changes coming in today. However, There are many planets retrograde at the moment. Things are quite difficult to call. Another video coming up, I hope today, certainly this week sometime, about the retrograde situation, because July 2018 is really astonishing. At times we've had 6 planets retrograde, at times we've had 5 planets retrograde. And would you actually believe Mercury is going to go retrograde as well? We are in the foreshadow to Mercury retrograde at the moment, the pre-shadow, when Mercury slows down before appearing to move backwards through the universe. It doesn't really move backwards through the universe, it just looks like that. And right now it's slowing down, so we are starting to see interesting things coming up around. Anything to do with communication, travel, transport, those are the main things. You get strong emotions, not least because of misunderstandings, and they can lead to more misunderstandings, and the plot can thicken. But there we are, that's all coming up for the week. That's how it looks today. Really rather cheerful. It's a beautiful sunny summer's day here in UK, so I'm going to crack on and enjoy it. I hope your day's good wherever you are in the world. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribe if you haven't already, of course. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Leave me a comment. We'll share the journey, and I'll be back extremely soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.